Besides which, it misses the point that when gas goes up, the price of everything goes up as a result of that. So just changing your car would not shield you from those price increases.
When Bush talked about not knowing the price of groceries, was that when it was increased, when it jumped in the $4 range during his administration?
No, that we just had a real downturn in the economy on Bush the elder, and he got that question.
Not the elder. I'm talking about W.
No, Bush 41 was the guy who was asked. I think it was milk or bread or something. Some basic thing.
I think it was milk.
Yeah,
and he said Barbara does the shopping or something like
which
that.
Which is also ridiculous. If you're in the White House, the first lady does not do the shopping.
But during W's administration, the prices spiked. That's when the first major spike happened, when we were hitting $4.
Oh yeah. But I mean, if you look at the price, it is 100%. I just looked at my article. The price has literally gone up 100% from January of 2009 to now.
Okay, so why?
Oh.
Huh? Okay.
I'm not saying
there's a plethora of reasons.
There's a lot of reasons, Lisa.
But it has nothing, as it had nothing to do with George W. Bush.
It
has nothing to do with Barack Obama.
It has a lot to do with
it. Has a lot to do
Okay,
with
what?
But when you're presiding over these other issues Doug is alluding to, and then you're on top of that putting a drilling moratorium, then you have taken some ownership.
Well, we had a
of that
drilling
price
moratorium because we had a disaster.
That's not true.
Okay, so it's not true.
If we had a disaster,
well, it's over now.
Where is
not
the
a
disaster?
So tell me why they just gave out 9 permits to go drilling again.
That's ridiculous. It was not a disaster. But number two, Barack has this fantasy land that he lives in, that one day everybody's going to live off solar, wind power, cars will be driven on pixie dust. I mean, I don't know where he thinks he's going with this.
Do you really believe that, I'm asking because I'm just curious, do you really believe that the BP oil spill was not a disaster?
It's not a disaster.
No, it wasn't.
It was not at all.
It didn't live up to its billing. It didn't live up to its
It had an immediate impact, yes, on some people, but there was no long-term disaster. It was like pouring a thimble full of just say gasoline or oil into a bathtub of water.
You will agree, though, it was not good. It was not a good
no, it was
situation.
awful, but it did not
I just want to make
get
sure we're
to the level of what we're doing now, which is stopping drilling.
We're starting to drill again. I don't understand what you're saying. Isn't yesterday I see that we gave out 9 permits to start drilling again?
That's nothing.
Well, that's all they had so far.
We're not drilling offshore of Florida or California. We're not drilling in Alaska where there's probably enough oil to last for 40 or 50 years.
What was that? Here, Alaska's oil bonanza.
Look, 5 years ago, no one would have heard of the Eagle Ford shale.
Right there? Turn around and look up there.
But Lisa,
what is that?
5 years ago, nobody would have heard of Eagle Ford shale.
You know what? I don't care.
Pilot.
I think we should drill.
I'm answering my email. Listen, Lisa, if it will make you happier, yes, they're starting to give out permits.
Okay.
But that's after doing 2 years of damage to the Gulf economy and to the domestic oil production.
It's been 2 years? I thought it was a year.
He's been in office over 2 years.
No, but the ban was only for...
But he has been pursuing policies hostile to domestic oil production. He promised he would when he was running for president. This is a guy who has fantasized, as has his cohorts, of high gas prices because it would force people into that public transportation Sylvia likes so much. I mean, these are not fans of lower gas prices. They think it's a good thing when gas prices goes up because it makes people behave in the way they think.
And they think that fossil fuels are destroying the planet. That's what they think, even though they're wrong. That's what they think.
There is a possibility that that oil was in the ground for a reason. Do you ever wonder why it's there in the first place, and were we supposed to be taking it out?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My question is, it seems like it's a lubricant for something, you know, because it's kind of mushy and gushy and it's in the ground, and it makes me kind of wonder that when the Earth was formed and the oil was in there, that maybe it had a function that it wasn't supposed to be all taken out. But I don't know because I'm just an idiot. Okay, I don't know, but is there a possibility that we should have? I'm curious.
Doug, you handle this one.
No, Doug said yes.
Did somebody just put mescaline in my bottled water? I'm not sure.
I'm just wondering.
Even for you, Lisa, that is one of the strangest things I've ever heard.
You said yes before. Is there a reason it's there?
She's not alone.
We might have. Maybe
I'm just asking the question. I don't know.
Hey, you don't know. She is asking.
Thank you, Sylvia.
She's
I'm not saying that that's it. I'm just saying, I'm just curious.
We really don't know. I mean, I'm
Sylvia's
not making
defending
a
you.
point.
Sylvia's defending you
just,
because she needs to get out of this room alive.
She will get out of this room
She's
alive.
figured out-
The other thing is that
She
after
got
all
me on
this
Doug's
time, we
side.
don't even know what
But you notice how I'm
Hello?
on the
We don't know what causes earthquakes after all this time. We can't predict them. We don't know what causes them.
So
I'm not
therefore,
saying no.
we might be
I'm not
causing-
getting
I
the
think what
correlation
she's saying
between the
is that
two of
we
them.
don't know
I'm
the
just saying there's a
answers
lot
to
of stuff we
everything.
don't know.
We can't make
I'll agree.
assumptions about
Thank you.
everything.
But I wouldn't stop our 21st century way of life on the theory.
No, I don't think
that-
we should.
That extracting
Did I
fossil
not
fuels.
say I think we should drill?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. You can start drilling today.
Yes.
You can start issuing permits today.
And it ain't
but here's
gonna
what's
change anything.
happened. You sent all those rigs to other parts of the world because you told them to go to hell after Deepwater Horizon.
Brazil.
And so now they have parked themselves and drilled into the earth in off the coast of South America. By the way, we're paying Brazil to do what we don't trust our own people to do
Which has
off
helped their
Louisiana.
economy greatly.
Terrific. I'm
They're
glad.
really
Maybe
coming back.
I may move there.
I mean, it's a beautiful place.
And
It's beautiful
and
there.
they've gone to the North Atlantic, and they've gone to the Pacific. So those rigs aren't going to come back anytime soon. They're tied up now. So you start issuing permits, that oil is years away from getting into the system. So you've created a man-made. Yes, these prices are largely a function of man-made policy, not things out of his control, but things he decided to do.
And things that
he's
can-
going to be accountable for them in the 2012 election.
And perpetually pursuing some of these same strategies. Now, let me just for a second, don't all get excited.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
It's too late. We're already excited.
Let's talk about these other options. You're looking at me, Doug. I'm just saying.
Doug has no other options. It's just oil.
What is wrong with the idea of coming up with alternative
Nothing. We're doing
fuels
We're
and
doing it.
different options and encouraging that? I think you just don't yell
But
at me.
until we
I'm
get
just
there,
asking the question.
But until we get there,
Yeah.
we need the source of fuel that we
Right,
use.
okay.
By the way, the thing about oil is that it's liquid and it's portable. It can go everywhere in our infrastructure.
As
Sure,
opposed to
a lot
the
of
sun.
other
Well, there's a
As opposed to the
reason-
sun, which
there's
is
a reason why
set
you
in a
use it.
spot.
There's a reason why it's there.
This
There's
is
a reason
all
why it's established.
baloney.
Oh, for
it's
goodness
bunkum. It's
sakes.
BS. Look, back in the 1980s, American Solar King. I invested in a company named American Solar King
Oh.
in the early 80s.
Wow.
Solar energy was going to be the new thing. It
That's
was
what
going to
happened.
replace everything. It
You
was going
believed,
to.
and then all of a sudden your
No,
dream
what
was
I'm
crushed.
saying is that yes, I lost all my money in that investment. But what I'm saying is this: is that it's been around for a long time. It's still not affordable. It's not real. It's like believing in the tooth fairy. If you think solar energy is going to have any impact on our economy or on our energy needs,
No.
you
It's
are
going to have-
nuts.
No. No, it's going to have an impact, but it's not going to have
How
an
much of an impact?
It's not going to have an impact on
Well, if people,
transportation.
It's not going to have any impact of any
It's going to
significance.
have.
No,
It is
we
going to
can't.
have. It is going to have an
Where's that
impact on
scientific
how we power
degree
our
you hold?
homes. And
But if it were viable, if it were affordable, everybody would have a solar panel grid on their roof today.
The difference between oil and these other modes of energy
Mm-hmm.
is that oil is transportable, and you can take it from a place where you have more than enough of it and get it to a place where you don't have any.
And there's
what-
different
what-
things
You can't
you
do
can
that
do
with
with it.
solar. You
Right.
can't do that with
I don't
wind.
understand what you mean by that then.
You can put it in a pipe
it's not
and
enough-
Okay.
shoot it to the place
Well, you
where they
can put
need it.
panels on your roof and the sun comes out every day.
But
So
not every
And-
place in
and
the
the
country
problem
gets
with-
enough sunlight.
and the-
well, that's too
Right,
bad for
it's
them. Then
true.
they'll do something
Right.
else.
And
Maybe
it's
it's windy
expensive.
there.
And ethanol, the argument for that is that there's not enough, right? Is that
Okay.
the situation with that?
No.
Look, I'm not against these other things, but right now, and until we get to
See, that's the problem. That's the problem there. It's right now.
Lisa,
In the
we've had
70s
solar energy for over 30 years,
Yeah,
and
but
it's
see,
still
nobody-
not affordable.
I gotta hold you
because-
guys. We gotta take
okay.
this break. It's 11:26
There's
into
not
the
enough
newsroom
time.
on KTSA.
It's not affordable because nobody allows.
We're into the final stretch of Gang of Four. Before we get to the lightning round, let me reintroduce our gang: Lisa Hunt, Sylvia Rincon, Doug Vair. Sylvia, you're working on a big piece for Fox San Antonio. You were telling us about,
couple
right?
of big pieces. I just did one. You can go to foxsantonio.com, take a look at it. It's called Wounded Warriors with Epilepsy. Great soldier. Jack Kane was with the 82nd Airborne, and he suffered 5 concussions. 5 concussions out there. Not only is there a movement to try to get...
And that led to the epilepsy.
Yes, he has epilepsy now that presented 2 years later, and there's a big call. If you are out there, if you're a wounded warrior and you suffered any kind of concussion, especially from shock waves,
Right.
go see your doctor. If you see anything weird going on, maybe some fainting, maybe some spells where you're just sort of, kind of zoning in and out, because what these doctors are trying to do is compile as much data as possible, because there are 30,000 plus troops out there who suffered from concussions, mild, moderate, and some severe. But those mild ones and those moderate ones, they don't have too much data, and what they're learning now is they could present with epilepsy, and those numbers are spiking. And let me tell you, that's an illness that doesn't have a lot of support financially and with the research.
So you have the story on Fox San Antonio.
It is on foxsanantonio.com. And coming up is another story. I know it's going to be shocking you, but it's a federal bureaucracy that people are begging to take back money, taxpayer dollars, millions, possibly billions. I'll let you know who it is because they're not taking it back.
But this is just like watching the news. I'll let you know tonight at 9.
Film at 11.
All right.
Next week, it's a good
Wow,
one.
I feel like I'm in the
Good one.
studio. Oh, wait, I am in the studio.
I have goosebumps.
All right, Lisa, we want to thank you, by the way. Not only did you come in today with your words of wisdom,
My words of
but
wisdom.
you also brought some nice things from Williams
Confectionery over there in the Brentwood Plaza
Love
Shopping
that
Center
stuff.
on
Love it.
Top of
Topperwine.
the line off I-35.
I-35. It's right about 2 blocks up from Northeast Methodist
It
Hospital.
is awesome.
She will make you anything you want. You think of it, she will. She was making the most beautiful cupcakes this morning. They were like huge and they were all different, and I wanted them all. Yes, she has beautiful stuff.
And her cupcakes.
And her cupcakes are good.
All right. Lightning round time. Quickly move through these stories. This week, a Southwest Airlines plane, several of them were found to have widespread cracking after last week's incident.
Right.
You may recall it was a week ago that the moonroof opened up on a Southwest flight over Arizona. Is it just me? I mean, I'm not a professional aviator, but
Really? I thought you did
widespread cracking? It's
Scary.
normal for the planes to be cracking?
Well, Southwest Airlines, their planes take off and land more, I think, than
That's what they
anybody
were
else.
saying,
Okay.
they said, yeah.
Also, they said that area that opened up, that's the only area that would open up. So chances are they'll be able to land. Now, also, Southwest Airlines has never had a major disaster.
Let's not keep saying that. Okay?
Well, I'm just saying.
That's like saying this
Okay,
pitcher has a
so
no-hitter.
how about they caught it now before something really bad happens?
I think the
Pro-business
real
Republican
issue,
there.
I think, is the age of their aircrafts. They used to have the youngest fleet
Right.
in the country. Now their aircraft average
They're
is almost
aging.
20
Exactly
years.
what Mary Schiavo, who used to be the Inspector General at DOT, told us. She said,
So now they'll fix it.
you know what? When I'm at the supermarket and I'm buying eggs, I open the carton, and if any of them are cracked,
You put
I
it
put it back. I don't buy
If
the
it's
carton
cracked,
if there's
put it
just
back.
one cracked egg. So I don't want a cracked plane. Is
No,
that,
and,
I
there,
don't
and there's
anything
one more,
wrong with
and
the
I
planes
think there's
that
one more thing that now they'll do. I mean, this is not like it's never happened before in a different circumstance. I mean, I don't know
Well,
what
I'm
the
glad it was
rules
brought
are.
to light, and I'm glad
it's
they're
been
gonna-
brought to light,
brought to
pardon
light.
the pun, yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
As in daylight
Yes, no
coming
pun
through the
intended.
ceiling of the plane.